The crowd inside the stadium had no idea they were about to witness one of the most unforgettable performances in baseball history. It was a warm summer evening during the fictional 2026 MLB season, and every seat in the ballpark was filled with fans expecting a competitive matchup. The energy was already electric as Shohei Ohtani stepped into the batter's box for his first at-bat. The opposing pitcher was one of the league's hardest throwers, consistently reaching the upper 90s with his fastball, but Ohtani looked completely relaxed. He calmly adjusted his batting gloves, took one practice swing, and fixed his eyes on the mound. The first pitch exploded out of the pitcher's hand, and Ohtani let it pass for a strike without moving the bat. The second pitch was a slider that drifted toward the outside corner, but Ohtani stayed patient once again. Then came the third pitch, a fastball left just a little too much over the middle of the plate. In one explosive motion, Ohtani unleashed his swing, and the crack of the bat echoed throughout the stadium. The baseball soared high into the night sky, carrying deep toward right center field before disappearing into the seats. The crowd erupted as Ohtani rounded the bases with his trademark calm expression, giving his team an early lead. That first home run turned out to be only the beginning. Every time Ohtani returned to the plate, the anticipation inside the stadium grew stronger. Fans stood with their phones ready, broadcasters reminded viewers that they were watching one of baseball's greatest talents, and the opposing coaching staff searched desperately for a way to slow him down. In his second at-bat, the pitcher tried attacking him with off-speed pitches, but Ohtani waited patiently for a mistake. When a hanging curveball stayed up in the zone, he launched another towering drive that cleared the left field wall with ease. The dugout exploded with excitement as teammates greeted him with high fives, while even the opposing fans applauded the incredible display of hitting. By the middle innings, Ohtani had already collected 2 home runs, and the atmosphere had shifted from excitement to disbelief. Commentators began discussing the possibility of a historic night, while social media filled with clips of his swings from every angle. Every fan inside the stadium knew they were witnessing something extraordinary, but no one could have imagined that the biggest moments were still waiting to come. As the game moved into the later innings, every camera in the stadium stayed focused on one player. The scoreboard replayed Shohei Ohtani's first 2 home runs over and over, and the excitement in the crowd only continued to build. Fans who had been sitting comfortably at the start of the game were now standing before every pitch, hoping to witness another unforgettable swing. The opposing manager walked slowly to the mound before Ohtani's next at-bat, bringing the infield together for a quick meeting. They discussed every possible strategy: pitch around him, keep the ball low, avoid the middle of the strike zone, but everyone knew there was no perfect answer. Facing a hitter locked in at this level was one of the toughest challenges in baseball. When Ohtani stepped into the batter's box again, the pitcher looked determined to avoid another mistake. The first pitch was a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. The second pitch was a sharp slider that barely missed the plate. Ohtani remained completely calm, never taking his eyes off the pitcher. The crowd clapped in rhythm, building the tension with every passing second. On the third pitch, the pitcher tried to surprise him with a high fastball, but Ohtani reacted instantly. His swing was short, powerful, and perfectly timed. The sound of the bat told everyone exactly what had happened before the baseball even left the infield. It rocketed toward right field, climbing higher and higher until it disappeared several rows beyond the wall. The stadium exploded with noise. Fans jumped out of their seats, teammates leaned over the dugout railing in celebration, and the television broadcast immediately flashed graphics showing Ohtani's third home run of the night in this fictional story. Now the atmosphere had completely changed. Every person in the ballpark understood they were watching something extraordinary. Even the opposing team's fans couldn't hide their admiration for the performance. The game itself almost became secondary because all eyes were fixed on Ohtani's next appearance at the plate. Broadcasters discussed legendary 4-home run games from baseball history, wondering if the impossible could actually happen again. Children in the crowd copied his batting stance, while longtime fans smiled as they realized they were witnessing the kind of performance people would talk about for years. Then came the 8th inning. The score remained close, making every pitch even more important. Ohtani walked toward the plate for what might be his final opportunity of the game. The stadium became almost silent except for the voices of the announcers describing the unbelievable night. The pitcher started carefully, throwing 2 pitches just outside the strike zone. With a 2-0 count, everyone expected another cautious pitch, but the next fastball drifted a little too far over the plate. Ohtani didn't miss it. He planted his front foot, rotated his hips with incredible speed, and drove the baseball deep into center field. The outfielder sprinted back to the warning track, looked up, and stopped. The ball sailed over the wall for Ohtani's 4th home run of the game in this fictional scenario. The crowd erupted into one of the loudest celebrations of the season. Fireworks burst above the scoreboard, teammates waited at home plate with huge smiles, and even the opposing players tipped their caps in respect for an unforgettable display of power, discipline, and consistency. As Ohtani returned to the dugout, the cameras captured fans chanting his name, knowing they had witnessed a performance that would become part of baseball storytelling for years to come.